Yes, y'all. It's Evaluation of Love, episode 7.
Oh
We
yes,
got
oh
7 of them
yes.
things, you know what I mean? We got that perfect number, you know what I'm saying? I'm here, you know what I mean, with my family, my sister, Miss Polly. You know what I mean? We got people already in the check-in already. Let me take a quick pause for the calls, all right? Let me scroll up, you know what I mean? Of course, the StreamYard is in every single chat along the network, all right? You know what I mean?
Mm,
Salute to M3. What's going on? What's going on? Blessings all
yeah,
to our music curator, Von Eric. Von Eric, what's good, man? What's going on? Also, salute to Lady Novea. You know what I mean? M3 giving some love again. He said salute to Mr. Best and Miss Polly. Thank you, thank you. So,
yeah,
Miss Polly, how are you doing today? And what's on the docket for today? What you got brewing for us? Let's go.
yeah, yeah. I'm well, a little under the weather, so my voice sounds kind of funny. It's just what it is. But for today, I want to kind of talk about, obviously again relationships, but in that context, what are people really thinking of expectations? Not just expectations, but what are people asking for? Is that something that's actually valid for the average person? I think a lot of people are putting themselves in situations in their mind, which you all want to manifest, right? Being the best and being good at something. But in that positive movement in your mind and manifesting, that you're great, you're beautiful, and all these things, are you then ignoring that you're not perfect? And when you ignore that you're not perfect or you're not, at that place, then are you in a delusional state when you ask for certain things from a partner, which may not even be equivalent, or even something that you actually need? It's just something that you think, quote unquote, that you deserve based on a list that you were given in your mind by friends, family, the internet, whatever. So are we basically making a situation for ourselves where we're blaming each other as a gender war or whatever? Are we doing that ourselves? Are we making an issue amongst ourselves, especially for the average person? Because most of us aren't tens, most of us are not running around rich. So if we're talking about most of us being average, why are average people all seeking above average things?
Okay. So now, okay, but is it okay for people to have a standard, right? So,
Yeah,
like, now, when you say above average, are you talking about the whole like um feminine and friendly thing that men will say for women, right? Are we talking about the
yeah,
whole 6 foot this and this and this and the six figures and all the other crap that the women say, right? Are you talking about
yeah,
that? Or okay, so you are talking about that, okay. So now are some of those things can some of those things be reality, right? And can some of
yes,
those things be delusion, right?
yes,
You know what I mean?
yes,
And do we know the difference? You know what I'm saying? And let me ask you this, Miss
right.
Polly. Do you adhere to any of these things as a woman? Right? Do you
No,
have any of these criteria for anybody that you're gonna know? You say no, okay. You said
no.
drop the link. I
Um,
got you, bro. Hey, bro,
yeah,
you
no,
want me to send it? You want me to send it to your IG, or you want me just to drop it? I'm gonna just drop it in the chat. If you want me to send it to your IG? Let me know. You know what I'm saying? I'm dropping in the
mm,
chat right now. Boom.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. Those standards,
so you don't okay, so as a woman, you don't adhere to these things. So what so let me ask you this, right? What things do you adhere to?
I think it's a standard for myself. It's not a standard for all women. I think it's not a cookie cutter situation because we're not cookie cutter people. A lot of us are similar, but I don't believe that one fits all. So it doesn't make sense to make requirements that I should be following to find a partner that fits somebody else that don't fit me. It just doesn't make sense. So for me, also, I think when we have those lists, it's like we are also sometimes not thinking about the fact that a lot of these things are things that don't mean too much, right? Because we all get old, we all get, I don't know, things happen to us. We all go through bad times here and there. Um, that they're not usually not consistent things. So if those things are always changing, I'm not going to hold you accountable, I guess, for those things, shortcomings, and all those things.
Let me preface my statement a little bit better, right?
Hmm.
All the things that you're asking for, right? that some people may think is like beyond, right? They may think it's too much, right? Or maybe too little,
Hmm.
right? But it's like, okay, what you're asking for is not the norm. What you're asking for, what I mean, maybe a little bit delusional. Okay. Have you ever considered that? Or do you think that what you're asking for is actually okay?
Mm. I think what I asked for is okay. I do. Yeah, I do think what I
On
asked for
all
is okay.
levels. You believe it's okay on all levels.
I think what I asked for is okay for me, but I wouldn't hold those. Like if let's say okay, like let's give we gotta give an example, right? Because if
No,
you're
no, hold
asking
on,
like
hold on,
do
Miss
I
Polly. Hold on. Because hold on.
yeah.
You can't say that some people are delusional and not say that your standards of love cannot potentially be delusional itself, right?
Hmm.
That actually can be the case as well. Now maybe you can't see that, right? But that can actually be the case as well, right?
Hmm. Oh yeah, and that's the thing. That's why there are some. Now this is we're gonna say this. There are some people who can move outside of the hey, it's delusional. Because I'll say right now, the way I live is to most people, if I told them, they would be like, "Oh, you could never do that," and I do. So I'm saying, but there's a reason why I can do what I do, and I have to do certain things to do what I do. So it comes with a price. So once again, you have to know that okay, if you're going to live a certain way, it also comes with a price. And so, is it delusional? It's not delusional if I set down the boundaries and someone agrees to it. So that's a little different.
Okay. Do you sometimes suffer? Let me bring my brother Truth in, right? Because I want him to definitely chime in. What's going on, bro? What's good, baby? Much love, blooded. You know how
Hello.
we do. You know what I mean? Do you sometimes suffer, right? Based on the decisions that you're making, right? You're making these decisions in relationships, right? You're choosing a certain type of men, right? Are you suffering based on that? Have you suffered? Or are you willing to suffer certain things? Like you say, you got to sacrifice, right? So
Yeah, you
to
do.
what level and degree are you sacrificing, right? To make these things work. And do you believe that
You
what
are
you're sacrificing is
comfortable.
healthy? Do you believe it's healthy for you to
Comfortable.
sacrifice this?
Yeah, it has to be a comfortable sacrifice. You have to be okay with that sacrifice. If you're not okay with the sacrifice, you're not going to do it. So you have to then weigh out the option. So that's where you have to compromise. And most people don't compromise anyway. They want it all. So if you're not willing to compromise and then dictate, hey, well, listen, this is something I'm okay with, this is something I'm not okay with, then you're gonna have a problem, right? So
Okay.
a woman who says, yeah, we won't have to get the deal, but I'm just saying, you have to be okay with the compromise. Not hope that someone will change to fit into something and be upset with them when they don't.
Okay. All right. I got my brother's truth, and I got my brother Dark Lake up here. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let y'all brothers share. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go through the rules after I let y'all share. You know what I mean? Even though they're pinned in my ticker, but I'm still go over them. But yeah, anybody can go next. True, if you're ready, go ahead. Dark Lake, if you're ready, go ahead.
True, true.
Truth,
You
you there,
there?
bro? He probably needs a minute. He probably doing something real quick. Go ahead,
Oh,
Dark
okay.
Lake.
Hey, thanks for having me on the show. Obviously I can't stay long. I'm sorry again. Um, but hey, how you doing, Miss Polly?
So I'm fine, thank you.
You know you was wrong about Catwoman, right?
You didn't
Fatty,
okay.
Fatty and Ali really didn't give me a chance to correct you on that, but
Okay.
next time, next time. Um, so I understand what you were saying earlier because Best in the World gave you a scenario where, hey, men say they want fit, feminine, pretty, whatever, right? And you guys were talking about standards and delusion. And then you made it, and I'm not here to critique what you're saying. I'm just kind of poking prod in your mind a little bit. Um, you made his scenario individualistic. And you said, well, if that's the standard for you and someone else accepts it, then it's not delusional, right? And you said that, you don't think that women, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the gist of what you were saying is that you don't think that women should like basically follow that because, you never know what the next person is going to want. The next person can want something opposite of what men say they want, which is fit, feminine, and pretty, all that, right? Was that the gist of what you were saying, Miss Polly?
Kind of like someone's going to be outside and be the exception, but for the masses, that's not the case.
Okay, so the thing is I understood what you were saying there, but sometimes when men hear women give your type of answer, it's kind of a feeling of, well, they're just trying to beat around the bush to not care about what men want. Not saying that that's what you were doing, but let me ask you, is it too far-fetched to believe that there are things in general that most men want in women?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's far-fetched?
No, I said no. I said,
oh, it's not. So, okay. Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay. Yeah. So it's not. So you're saying it's not far-fetched that in general, most men want a particular thing in women, right? So if you know that that's the case, right? Then, and I'm not trying to judge you for making it individualistic, but why though? Like, why make it individualistic and say, well, maybe the next man won't want that, so why should I uphold that standard, right? So like, if you know that most men want a certain thing, then why not just promote that idea for most women and say, hey, you want a man, most men want this, so just give them that, right?
Yeah, no, I was talking about me personally. So when he asked me, he goes, you, Miss Polly, I answered it as if it was me.
Yeah, but
yeah,
most women,
I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, but see, to be fair though, Miss Polly, most women answer it that way.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, like your answer, like your answer is what I would say probably like 90% of women say. Like they say, hey, what do you think about this whole fit, feminine, pretty thing, or standards that men project onto women? And then they say, oh, well, that doesn't have to do with my life, and that's not the type of man I've encountered. They haven't said that, So it kind of like,
I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I said before, I'm gonna repeat it again. I'm not critiquing your answer. I'm just curious about that. I don't know if it's something that women are doing on purpose, as in they're trying to say, we don't care what men want, so I'm not going to uphold those standards, or if they just see it in an entirely different way, as to it doesn't matter what the mass populace of men want. I'm just gonna focus on my own individual life.
Oh, I know. I see what you're saying there. That's what I was trying to say. Like, is it delusional? Most women can't be me. Let's just be honest. Most women cannot be me. And I'm just saying they're just not. And I don't mean like I'm special, but I'm saying be able to do and move how I move. There's just certain things the masses can't do it. So, it's the saying that the ones who can, or who are willing to do such, there takes sacrifice with that. Because you can't walk into this with that mindset of men's opinions on what I am and who I am. It doesn't count. So that's why I'm saying most women can't do that.
And you know what? The thing is, too, and I'll let someone else speak, but the thing is, I agree with you on that, right? But the only reason why I agree with what you just said is because I feel that you have the luxury to think that way because you're a woman, because of expectations that are not set upon you, that are set upon men in society. So you have the luxury to basically move how you want to move, because there's always going to be a dude who's willing to fuck and willing to simp and give you what you want, right? You are not a bad looking woman, so I know you have options, your options, right? So there's always going to be a dude out there who's going to adhere to whatever standards you project or don't project, right? But for men, though, it doesn't really work the same way. So if like a young man in his late teens or early 20s were to listen to what you said and then apply that to his life, he's in for some trouble in the future, right?
But I haven't told him to apply anything yet.
I'm sorry?
I said, but okay, I'm a little confused. I haven't asked men to apply anything. I was talking about women. But I know what you're saying. What I'm talking about is not that someone's going to simp for me, because I actually don't date. If you think that a lot of guys will tell me who they think I would date, I don't date those kind of guys. Those gotta date a red pill. To be honest.
What?
So
I'm sorry, say that again.
not,
Wait,
I'm
you
not.
said what red pill?
Well,
What? I
they're
can't
like
repeat
really
that.
kind of like red pillish gentlemen. They're not like simps and all that. I don't even date those kind of guys. So that's why I said most women can't do and move how I move. I'm not even. I actually find that over the top is not attractive to me. So
Wait. Time out. I'm just trying to understand. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm lost somewhere. You're saying that you usually date red pill type dudes? Is that what you're saying? Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, then you definitely are a minority. You're right. You can move a certain type of way that a lot of women can't. You're right about that. No, what I'm telling you, though, is that you still have the option, though. Like, you might not date those simps, right? But there's the simps lined up that will adhere to what you want out there, right? So you still have the options. But men, though, it doesn't work the same way. If we know that there are metrics that that men need to meet in order to entice the opposite sex, there are exceptions. It's not always the case, but a woman is not going to pick a guy, for the most part, a sane woman who's just a dude in his basement playing video games, eating Cheetos and shit, right? So, like, if a dude were to listen to what you said and apply that to his life, it would be bad for him, because society doesn't judge him in the same way that it judges you. You understand that?
Well, I'm just trying to see how what I said applies to men. I was just talking about women. I didn't go to men yet.
It doesn't apply to men. That's my point. And the only thing I'm saying is that in this society, sometimes men will get feminine messages like that. Like, there are things that women can get away with that men cannot. For example, right? For example, if you live with your mom, Miss Polly, right? That's not a deterrent for dudes to date you. That's not something that's like, oh, she lives with her mom. She's a bum. So we know that
what about the masses? What about the masses of men who live with their mom or live with their baby mamas and they're still getting pussy?
So here's the thing, right?
So what I'm saying is that, are we all just playing like we deserve the best when you're actually fucking the dude who lives in his mama's basement and have 2 kids by him? He's still getting played.
Here's the thing. There's a reason for that, right? But that's not the
that is,
because here's what you gotta understand based upon what you just said, right? The statement you just made. There are different demographics. Within all races, there are different demographics of men. There's a lower percentage of There's a lower percentage of men who are like hobosexuals, that type of man you're talking about. They are getting pussy because the woman, she sees it easier to control that guy. That's a type of woman that is going for the Pookies and Ray Rays. They are getting pussy, but they're not real relationships, right? The mass populace of men, which is about 51% who are in the middle class, are single and childless, right? They don't want that type of scenario. And it's possible to get in a relationship that's not that scenario, where you just a homosexual and you depend on the woman, you live with your mom or whatever, and you can still fuck and she can come over, or you can stay at her place. And if you do something that she don't like, she just indulges in the fact that she can kick you out of the place. Because that's really the only reason why they deal with those dudes, because they don't have to increase their standards as women, right? Those dudes just allow those women to do whatever, let them have all the power, do whatever they want in life, right? Because all those types of dudes are thinking about is pussy, which is why I'm always against the notion when some black women complain about black men and deadbeats and baby daddies, they're picking that lower percentage of men to procreate with. And that does not include the category of black men, has nothing to do with that. It's that type of black man that they're picking. And so the point that I'm making is 51%, a majority of men, no matter what their race, aren't looking for that type of scenario. And it's possible to get in a relationship with a woman where that scenario doesn't exist, right? I know for sure. So
what scenario are we talking about that I said
I'm
that was?
talking about a relationship where it's not toxic, where you're not a Pookie and a Ray Ray, where you're not a thug nigga, right? And you still have a great camaraderie. We both are. I'm a modern man. You're a modern woman, right? We both work. We're both putting into one pot to maintain and elevate in society, right? So that's
Okay,
what
so you're
most
talking
men.
about average men. The average man is still fucking these women, and they're not connecting with them, and all they're doing is having sex until they're ready to be married, and then they'll try to look for a wife. So your argument is that no one's Pookie Ray in the basement. Okay, we'll move it up. Let's upgrade it a little higher. Still, the working class men will still be doing exactly what I'm saying, because they're still looking at they'll have 2 kids, and maybe they see them on the weekends, whatever. They're living like a single man, still working, doing hard stuff. Good, that's great. But then you're still looking for a woman who has no kids and all this stuff. And I'm saying, is it right that you don't have to lower your standards? Not saying it's fair, because I understand that you guys can do that, and that's wonderful. You can move like that. But what I'm saying is that the issue is that's why you can't find the women you're looking for, is because now you're not lowering your standard to any lower either. You're not.
There's a difference between lowering standards and taking a bad deal. Those 2 things are different. See, the thing about it is and I'm sorry, Trey, I know you want to speak. I'll shut up after this.
And I'm listening. Keep going.
Yeah, there's a difference between lowering your standards and taking a bad deal. A man getting with a woman who has like 3 different kids already, that's not that man lowering his standards. That's a man taking a bad deal. So, men look at things a little bit more like realistically. Mm-hmm. So that's what that is. What I was referencing.
Wait. Before you move on, what about the woman who gets with the guy who's got 2 kids, and if she was to marry him, she has to pay child support too now? How about that?
Well, the thing about it is,
she got to take on mom duties, and those are her kids.
When a woman gets with a man who has kids, it's totally different versus a man getting a woman who has kids. When the woman gets with a man who has kids, Miss Polly, that man is still responsible for his kids and her. When it's in the inverse, right? That woman, that man is responsible for her and her kids. He's the one who still has to pull most of the weight in the relationship financially.
But she's not responsible?
What do you mean responsible?
For waking kids up, getting kids ready? Is she responsible for that?
Well, she's not coming out of the pocket as much as the man who comes into that relationship taking care of another man's kids.
So then are you saying then that someone who stays home, is their job is not anywhere equivalent to someone just going to work?
No, it's not equivalent. It's not. I'm not saying it's less than. I'm saying it's not equivalent. If more than half of my check is coming out to your kids that are not biologically mine, it's not equivalent to you staying at home with them, because nothing is coming out of your pocket.
Okay, so let's go. Oh wait, no, that's not true at all. First off, so you having kids in my house and I have no kids at all. I have to pay for your kids to eat when we go out. I have to pay for them when we're going out, to buy them gifts for Christmas, all that. I'm putting money into your children that are not mine, that I don't have any kids. Yeah, girls, women do spend money on kids. Yes,
no, Miss Polly, typically that's not the case. Now, I'm not saying that the woman. I'm not saying that one. Wait a minute. Wait, slow down. Slow down, Miss Polly. Miss Polly, slow down. I'm not saying that when a woman gets with a man who has kids and she has no kids, I'm not saying that she never comes out the pocket for the children at all whatsoever. She should. But typically, in that scenario, when a woman gets with a man who has kids, the man is the one who's fronting most of the bill for everything. That's typically how it works. And someone can correct me, Trey, if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. So that's all I'm saying, is that, it's the metrics from in the very beginning of the conversation. I'm telling you that the metrics that an individual has to meet, right, in order to be a viable mate for another person is different for women and then different for men. So that's all I'm saying, is that that message that you were giving Mr. Best in the World earlier, yeah, that works for you, and that works for women to think of everything individualistically.
I don't
But
think you. I don't
it's
think you
but
heard
it's
my
actually
message. No, that's what
but
I'm trying to say. I don't think you heard what I was saying. Then I think what you heard or what you interpreted was not what I was saying.
okay, well then clarify it. Maybe you're right.
Yeah, I know there's a difference. What I'm saying is that the average person in general, if most people are average, right? Most people aren't making 100K. Most people aren't 6 foot. Most people aren't 120 pounds and 5'5", right? Let's just be honest, right? Most Americans not like that. Point blank, no matter who you are. Most women have weave in their head. That's just what it is, right? So at the end of the day, I'm saying, are we all expecting the opposite sex to be at their like this imaginary spectrum that nobody's really hitting? Okay, are we all expecting it? Should we just all just say, hey, let's just kind of, hey, let's see what happens. I go out here, I meet a guy, he's cool, he makes some good money, 60K. He's not 6 foot, it's cool. Let me get this man a try. You
Of
see a
course,
woman?
Miss
Hey,
Polly, what you just said makes
that's what
sense.
I'm
But
saying. That's what I'm saying.
no. What you are saying makes 100% sense, and it's the way it should be. But there was a reason why Kevin Samuels show got super popular globally, because a lot of people understand that the majority of women in the Western world, at least, don't think the way you just thought. What you just said made sense, and a lot of women, they don't make sense when it comes to finances and what it actually takes to create a long-lasting relationship. They're actually expecting a dude in his 20s to be a multi-millionaire and fronting the bill, even though they work and in a lot of cases make just as much or more than men in society today. Not by net worth, just sometimes by annual income sometimes. For the most part, men still make more money than women. But what I'm saying is that women are in the workforce and working. That doesn't matter. If a woman makes $50,000 or $60,000 or $80,000, right? She's not typically going to project this idea that she's going to get with the guy who makes 45 or 50. She wants the dude to make just as much as her or more. And what that really means is more. It doesn't mean just as much as her. So this is the perspective that men in society are dealing with modern women in the Western world. That's why I'm saying, and it's a metric that's set. So that's why I'm saying that earlier when you were saying, I don't disagree with what you were saying. I'm telling you earlier that women have the luxury to believe that most men say they want this in a woman, fit, feminine, pretty, the example that Mr. Best in the World used, but I'm not gonna go off of that, because I know reality, right? Men have to strive to meet those metrics, right? Or at least society forces men or implores men to feel like they have to meet those metrics in order to have a viable chance at having a family and having camaraderie with women. So all I'm saying is that if a man listened to that advice and then applied it to his life, he's gonna come into some trouble. That's all I'm saying.
I
Does that
don't
make
know
sense?
what he would apply that I said to his life. That's what I'm saying.
Can you hear me?
The idea, yeah, I'm sorry, I'll shut up now. But the idea that he could think of the metrics individualistically instead of, oh, that's what women want, let me try and strive to get that. That's what I'm saying. That's your perspective on what men want. And I'm saying it's okay for you to have that perspective because you're a woman, but it's not okay
I'm
for
let
a man
Trey take over. Maybe I'm missing something.
And please, Trey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you can correct me. I don't know if you thought about everything you heard. Yeah, go ahead, man.
Okay, can you hear me clearly? Because
yeah.
I really don't sound that good on my. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing today?
It's a little loud, but we can hear you clear. Go ahead.
Okay, I am sorry. Let me back up. Maybe my voice carries a lot, but I don't know, man. You went down a big old wormhole, man. You said a lot, man. You talked a lot, but I was trying to hear what you was trying to get to, and it seemed, and this is nothing on you, man. You come in fighting the ladies about the same, it's the same situation.
It wasn't a fight between me and Miss Polly. Me and Miss Polly cool.
Now, Miss Polly's unique. She's a unique individual. Miss Polly's always seemed to be straight up and honest in her situationship. Now, it take a different type of dude to sort of even handle that. Most of y'all couldn't handle that. I'm just being real. And she ain't asking for no money. She ain't asking for nothing. It's just that you got to understand what type of woman that you deal with. Most guys, like I say, y'all acquiesce to what the woman want. Focus on you. It's easy. You know what you like in a woman, how she look, an initial concept when you meet her. Okay, now you got to look at how she spend her money. If you know you don't like to spend money, why would you date somebody that like to spend money? That's a waste of time. If she went to college, you supposed to add up her bills. Okay, so she owed 40. Did she get a scholarship? Did she get a loan? Just answer those questions on the first day. Don't waste your time. I'm telling you, the game is easy, man. Y'all make it difficult. Y'all make the game, especially when it comes to women and men, black women and black men. Y'all make it difficult. Have a conversation. If she don't smell like what you like, you gotta have discipline. Move on. And young ladies, listen, fella. Here's the thing. With the women, a lot of women, they burn themselves out too young. They start having sex with y'all, start having babies too young. And that's their problem. And guys, y'all keep working because you see the world ain't giving you nothing. You got to keep working, man. You got to get your skill just like a female, whatever it take, man. But then you got to get on the other side of women. Stop worrying about how they treat you. Just do you. Stand up, transition into your manhood. Buy you some suits, tuck your shirts in. The game is easy. If you say hello, ain't nothing wrong with saying hello. I speak to all women when I was saying hello, how you doing? She don't speak, I keep it moving. That's her loss. Mm-hmm. See me what? I mean, I don't know what you're asking for. For a man, you got money in your pocket, you got your ride, you got your place. You king boss. Mm-hmm. Work it up. And the most men right now, it's this training season. Everybody should be working out. All the single brothers should come out in this summer strong, looking like Adonis, and make them bow down.
Oil down.
Young man, just come down looking like Adonis when the season come around. You be 21, the world is yours. I mean, I don't know what else to say, man. You know, listen.
I think you said they don't fight, right? I mean, like I said, it's just like a battle that doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah, but the ladies, they out of control, fellas. You see it. They want too much, but they done already overpriced themselves too young. If they slow down, if the women slow down, stop having so many kids, they'll start getting married. Because you'll marry a woman, don't matter how many body counts she got, and she ain't got no kids, and she done saved her little money, and you saved your, because you ain't gonna stop fucking. You're a grown man. You think you look good, you ain't gonna stop fucking all these single women out here. Ain't no way. Ain't no way you gonna do it. It'd be a fool to say, oh, she gotta be a virgin, I'm 40. Man, no. Don't even, you gotta ask her, you got disease, get a checkup. If she date anybody that ever been to prison, you can't date her, because that's toxic. You gotta leave
that's
that alone.
My point, though. That's my point.
No,
right?
brother. When you do your thing, the women will acquiesce to you. It's easy.
Yeah, but you just said, right?
Are you ready to get married? Are you ready to get married?
I'm sorry.
Are you ready to get married? Yes or no? Are you still out here living the single life? Which one?
I'm still out here living a single life.
Okay, then you shouldn't even be commenting on women. Do your thing, bro.
Why is that?
Well, what I'm saying is you supposed to be letting them watch you instead of you watching them. You see what behavior it is. If it's because I know you pick and choose which ones you like, right?
Well, here's the problem with that, Trey, is that not all of us are applying things to our individual lives. No, I'm talking about you. Do you pick and choose the women that you want? Yes or no? Of course. Yeah, of course.
Okay, that's all you focus on. That is it. Your game will be you're forever. You'll find what you want.
No. See, that's not it though. And I understand what you're saying, but that's not it, bro. Because the thing is that there's what is it called? Fake news. There is propaganda that is projected in society that is lack for a better word. That is
works for the woman.
That is tricking men and it's making men fall behind. It's not about what I'm looking for personally, individually. It's about I'm not really battling women. Like I wasn't really battling Miss Polly. It was an idea that I have recognized throughout my life of these messages that are projected that don't serve men or young men for that matter. So that's what it really is about.
But brother, okay, so I agree with you. But the women's message does not project the men. The man's message is projected by the fake news. See, they don't like you. I'm telling you, the women just behave in their freeness. This is where we are. The women, the sisters have been allowed freedom by those that do everything they can to control us, the black man with the big nose and big lips. That's why it's
I
only
can't argue with that.
That's all I'm focusing on. So the women are who they are. You can't control their behavior. Only thing you can do is make sure that when you choose that woman is in your behavior that you can hold on to. Other than that, you wasting time, man. For real, brother. It's easy. Other than that, like, cause you seem like you got a roster. Tell me if you got a roster, yes or no. I don't need all the extra.
Yes.
Okay, then that's all I need to know. So with that roster, you the coach, they do your plays. Simple as that. Don't tell nobody when you hook up. You be a man about it. The game is easy. So the game is easy. So in this case, you can't listen. Calling out the women behavior is fine. Do that. You know what I'm saying? And make sure that but they wild because the system allows. They made the system give them welfare. The system say you can have a baby without a father, and we'll charge the father and you. We'll make both of y'all poor. They caught up in the system, and black men.
That's true,
but black men, we get caught up in the system too by acquiescing to the fake news, because the fake news is saying that we not smart, we can't read, we drop out of school, we're not going to college, we filling up these prisons, which is not the case. That's why I say, brothers, if you 21 to 41, the world is yours. Long as you got to do is be righteous. Everything, work hard, work out. Don't worry about women, man. It's beautiful sisters all over the world, smelling like roseberries and fresh water all over. You're American. You see how American treat you.
Trey.
Yeah.
I feel what you're saying. Oh, I'm sorry. Best in the world.
You can't worry about the women. You still
Yes, sir. When you in your prime, the world is yours.
Man,
when you in your prime as a man, the world is yours, baby.
Yes.
The world is yours.
Yes.
So hold on, y'all. I got my brother Truth in the building. You know what I mean? I want to definitely continue the dialogue. Truth, man. If you're there, man, go to say your piece, brother.
What up? Salute to the panel as always. How y'all doing today? Polly girl. What's up, my man DL? And as always, my Brody 84. Shorty, how you doing today, bro?
You already know. Blood in, baby.
Yes, sir. Blood in. Let's see the topic. Evolution of love. Love? Do we know what that is? Do we know what that is? Yeah. No, first, so what was the beginning? Because I heard DL and Mr. Trey talking. I want to touch on that part, but what was the beginning of your conversation, 84?
No.
Fill them in, Polly. Fill them in.
Yeah, sir. No, I was asking is, so if the standards, right, that people are putting on each other to date them, or have relationships with people, are for the average folks, right? The average people. The standards that they're putting out there that they would want are actually people who are outside of the average zone, right? It's for people who are above that. So if we're all in the average zone and we're looking for people who are outside of that, wouldn't it be kind of delusional or unrealistic? And shouldn't we lower that? Not maybe the standard itself, but just kind of reevaluate and think about that on both sides, men and women, so that you guys can finally be, come together. Because it's like you're just battling each other at that point.
Well, okay, so I've said this a couple of times this year that my mindset compared to last year up until now is it's not really changed, but it has shifted just a little bit because of the fact that I realized that what I want and what I'm on, majority of the guys not on the same thing I'm on. So when I first got here, I came in making sure that I set the precedent that, first and foremost, F&F, which is fresh and fit, they were fake, in which later on, 3 months after that, they came out and explained their backstory and everything like that. Same thing with KS and majority of the Manosphere. And then when I had came on, I realized that the women on here were had nothing to do with the women I deal with in real life. Their behavior, their mannerisms, the way they talk to men is different. Like, and I'm trying to figure out, like, y'all stand up in men's faces and talk like this. Y'all can't be talking to men like this and disrespecting them and cussing at them and telling them SMD and calling them B's and like, what type of men y'all around taking this type of stuff? So when I came on here, I said, okay, so do we want solutions about relationship, or is everybody just talking? And what I found out, majority of people, they don't want a solution because the solution is easy. What they want to do is, a lot of people are spreading their trauma and their past experiences, what they have experienced, whether it's male or female. A lot of people later on, you find out that they're actually in relationships, but they're talking about the person in the other room. They're saying stuff on here that they can't tell to the person in the other room. Like, you're finding these things out. And then a lot of people are doing what's called trauma bonding, that they got the same story, so they're clicking up and coming together. And then you got the guys that I'm thinking that they're trying to come together for relationships and marriage, and they're having a problem with that because that takes a lot more than just getting ass. But I'm starting to realize they have a problem with getting ass, not a woman to have longevity. It's just getting the woman and getting her fucking pants down, which is easy as fuck. It's nothing to that. Like, ass is free out here. It's being given away. Women are on that type of time. They're on missions. They want to fuck and then go home. They on the same type of shit that men were on 10 years ago. Oh, I just want to fuck you, get my money, and then you take your ass home. They with the same shit. And they're coming out and saying it. Bro, I don't want a relationship. I don't want a responsibility. You want to come over here and help me get my nut, then you can go to fuck home and I'm going to work in the morning. Simple as that. But these niggas is complaining about the easiest time in history. It is to basically, excuse my French, fuck bitches. This is easier. And then now our world is opened up even more with this YouTube and social media thing. Man, I'm trying to tell you, if this was me 12 years ago, I would be a great white in this shit. This is a new fucking ocean. This is easy. And these women all here, they horny and hoish like you would never believe. The stuff that's going on in DMs, y'all have no idea. Y'all have no idea. It's easy as hell to fuck them. And they don't want anything but just to be fucked. They horny as shit too. But I'm realizing that the guys are having a problem with getting them to get from behind the DM and actually come and meet up. It's not about being together. Those are actual nuances where you got to find out whether or not they actually want, like how you said, love. Do people even know what that actually is? Most people think love is infatuation, which is they are very similar, but one fades away very easily when the mask drops off. Love is longevity that takes you forward and allows two people to actually come together cohesively. And a lot of people don't have love. You can tell by how they have never loved a woman or had a woman love them because they don't know what it is. So that's when my mindset kind of changed, because I'm like, hold up, I want relationship. I'm looking to be married. You feel what I'm saying? I want longevity. That shit knocking women down, that's easy. So that's not nothing to look forward to. And that has a time period, and then we on to the next. It's just my turn with that woman. And the same thing with her. It's just her turn with me, and then we move on. But at the end, I'm like,
Old Shoe's going crazy in the chat, y'all.
hey Lola, chill, yo.
I wish you would come up and stop trolling. Lola, come up and stop
Hey
trolling.
Lola,
Okay?
hey Lola, hey Lola. Don't be telling on me. Chill out, yo. But yeah, it's not about yo, it's tripping. It's not about that. They don't want relationships. I actually want relationship and marriage. And I was able to now healthily acquire that in the said relationship that I'm actually in. But then when I started realizing that guys were saying one thing, but the other thing that they're looking for, I'm like, okay, so do you not understand what women actually are? They're not going to sign up for the shit that you're asking for. They're not. And then you want them, and then the last thing I'm going to say is a lot of guys want a woman to actually think like a man. That bullshit ass book that Steve Harvey wrote, that was fake. And that was the dumbest shit that was ever wrote. And he got rich off of that dumb ass shit. It ain't do shit but set us back longer. You feel what I'm saying? He thought he put women on game, but they ain't do nothing but fuck their mind up. But yeah, certain guys want women to actually think logically, and that's not going to happen. They're emotional beings, and they're going to operate out of it. They're not strong decision makers. That's why they need leadership. And then you want them to have integrity and have this conscious mind of choice and consequence thinking and making sure they put things in order. They never had that in the beginning of the time. They never thought like that. They always operate on how they feel, what they wanted at that time. They just needed something to reevaluate daily. They want to know that, hey, what I'm choosing you daily. And then when I choose you again, do I like you? Do I love you daily? But most men don't even have a goddamn plan of where the fuck they going at, bro. I ask so many guys on here, I'm going to leave it at this. I said, yo, let me ask you a question. What's your purpose?
It's 23 hours.
They will tell me what the fuck they do for a living, a fucking job. That's what they would say their purpose is. I said, okay, so where you going at 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now? They have no clue. Like, not even a clue. Where you going with your children?
True.
Not even a clue. They don't even have a clue with their children. So I'm like, okay, so you don't even know where you're going there, but you want the woman to come with you to where? Nowhere, right?
No, true. Can I respond to you real quick? Just real quick. Most
Yes.
of what you said, I agree. But you mind?
Yeah, go ahead.
So here's the thing, right? Women have to be held to a standard, bro. I don't take none of this. Oh, women aren't logical like men, so let's treat them like children. No, they fought to work. They fought to be equal, right? So if they make as much as a man, it's nothing wrong for men. And I'm not really trying to come at you, True. I'm just saying, like,
No, I understand.
there's nothing wrong with men saying, well, if you make $50,000 and I make 50, that's double when we come together. Then we could like double that, double and double and double as the years go on. So what do we have in 10 years? Let's do the math. There's nothing wrong with men having that standard on women since they work now. Also, too, just one more thing. You see, you asked them what their purpose is, and you said the usual answer they give you is their job. A man's job was good enough for our forefathers when they worked in the steel mills, when they were working in the factories for years for that company that lasted 20 years that they were working for that don't exist today, right? Why was it that past women were okay with that being a man's purpose before? So the thing about it is, yes, men have to adapt, true, but don't make it seem like men are not dealing with an abnormal circumstance in the dating marketplace today. That what our forefathers endured is completely different from what we are enduring. So having a plan, if I have a job and I'm stable, right, and I tell you, okay, I'm doing this job right now, right? Why can't we give men the opportunity to not know what the fuck they want to do? We know that you graduate high school, you got to get a job to make some income or go to college and work your way through college or whatever while you get an income. That is my life right now. That is what I'm doing right now. And I'm sorry, True, women aren't better than that, bro. That's good enough for a woman.
Okay. So, hold on, Trey. No, you said some key things that asked some great questions. So the thing is, let's deal with the women of yesteryear.
Hey, my tone was kind of harsh, but it wasn't at you. It's just the situation, bro.
Oh, I love it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you already know. I said this before. I said majority of men need your mindset, and you thought I was playing. I'm dead serious about that. I'm dead serious, and I say it, and I've been saying it, and I'm gonna say it again. The problem is majority of men don't have your mindset. They won't stand on what you are saying, regardless of any circumstance, any situation, no matter how beautiful the woman, I know you're going to be the same way, no matter whether the woman's a 5 or a 9. You're going to say, this is the standard, this is need to be set, and we're not moving. The problem is we got guys out here, as soon as they get that 9 or any between or what they looking, they're going to fold. They're going to move right off of the shit you talking. They're going to ride with you today, and then they're going to move right off of that because now they got what they want.
I feel you on that. You're right about that. Yeah.
Now, the second thing about our grandfathers and what they had to deal with back then, nothing you said was incorrect. The problem is it's incomplete, and I'm going to tell you why. So, the factory thing, which allowed men to be able to compensate and take care of a whole family, provide, income, insurance, and then a possibility of retirement, 401, everything that lasted, allowed the family to acquire wealth, a house, yard, clothing, all that good stuff. Now, the problem with that is the women of yesteryear are exactly the same women as they are now. The problem is you're seeing what happens when you give women liberty. They didn't have this type of liberty or access to certain things. They was under a form of control. That's why most of the grandmothers, what they did was they told the little girl, they said, you now have the opportunity to do things that I didn't. Go do that shit. So they was the ones telling their little girls, go to college, go to work, screw a man, get money. Because they was held under the standard of, I need this man to give me clothing, house, go to college if I want to, pay taxes if I want to, even vote. In the jobs now that I can do anything like a man. So the system, which was created to cause us division, now allow the women to no longer need and actually need a man. They now have to want us, which is kind of
wait.
Go ahead.
True. I know you. You're getting yours. I don't want to lose that. You're getting your mojo, but that is the dynamic now.
Yeah.
Sorry. The dynamic now is basically we don't have to need you. So
Correct.
now you have to, as a man, make us want you.
Correct.
And a lot of men don't know how to do that because they were never shown how to make
That's
a woman
right.
want them and not need them. And so if you don't have the skill set, you're dropping the ball and you're feeling like you're not succeeding. You've got to change how you think.
Correct.
I don't think so,
No, let me
guys.
finish
Because
out.
men.
Let me finish
Sorry.
out. Yeah, I let her jump in real quick.
Sorry.
Well, what happened is, like, 84 had this grandfather, I had this grandfather. My grandfather, all he did was come home. Go to work, come home. We go out in the yard, work. We go work on the car. That's it. He did not do the things with the children. And we loved him to death. He was respected. He was God in our daggone house. We was respected. My grandmother respected him. They was married. She did everything he said. That time period is no longer. That woman doesn't exist. That woman that was in the household, she did that for an agenda and a reason. She didn't do that out of unconditional love. That was always something propagated that we thought that women unconditionally love men when we never have seen it. It was always a condition behind it. We love women unconditionally because as long as they are a decent woman, they don't need to even work. They don't need to provide anything on the table. They ain't got to come with no goddamn clothes. We provide all that. We are supposed to love unconditionally. We are supposed to lay our lives down. We die for them. They do not do that. It has never been in history of mankind that they do that. Now, men, we still want to operate like our grandfathers. And it would be allowed. It's nothing wrong with operating like that. It's just now that they don't have to deal with that no more. And they're saying they're not going to. They're not going to. That's the problem. They're not going to go back and say, I'm going to allow you to control basically 95% of my life when I don't need you. And if I need to bust a nut, I got simp ass niggas that'll come over here and suck my pussy and fuck me and go right at home because they're desperate enough to do that.
Okay, true. So the thing is that men, if that's the case, right, then men should not be judged harshly if we say, let's do away with chivalry and let's do it, and it's going to be 50-50. Since men have nothing to look forward to and men and women have women have all these new thought process that you just projected. It's okay for men to say no more chivalry and 50-50 then. That no one should argue with that, men, right?
Okay, and the only reason why I would argue with that, not saying that it's wrong for men to feel that way. That's not what I'm saying. If you choose to operate like that, then that's fine. You have to understand what it comes with it now, because all they're going to do is throw this right at you and say, well, we're 50-50. So you're half of a man, I'm half of a woman, I'm half of a man, you're half of a woman. They're going to say we're 50-50. You're working, I'm working. We're paying the bills, you're paying the bills. You're taking care of the kids, I'm helping me take care of the kids. I can now make decisions based off our lives now. And so
Sure.
can you.
That's the point, though. But that's the point, though. They're in a position where financially, economically, they should be able to do that. So, but they're the ones who are fighting against the equality they fought for. The position of the workforce that they are in today, they are the ones, not men, fighting against the ramifications of the position that they're in.
Okay, now here's the caveat right here. Hold on, Trey. Here's the caveat right here. Are you okay? Let's say you with Polly right now. Are you willing to go half on everything with her? Mind, physically, mentally, and spiritually, and whatever. Half on everything. Half in decision making, half in responsibilities, half on everything.
If in this scenario, are we paying 50-50 on everything?
Yeah, everything. Yeah.
If we're doing 50-50 on everything, yes.
Okay.
But I wouldn't be in a relationship like that. But I'm just saying, if I'm doing 50-50 on everything, yes, I am. I'm willing to give her half of whatever the decisions are.
Would you be in a relationship or you wouldn't?
If that's the relationship I'm in where we're paying everything 50-50.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah. I'm okay with her having half of the say-so. Yes.
Okay, now that's why I can respect what you're saying. Okay. So now here we go. Here's the biggest problem. We got men. And this, yeah, she said it right here. This is here we go, bro. We got men. They want to operate how I am saying I'm going to operate. I don't do it like that. I am not that type of man, nor do I know how to operate like that. I only seen it one way. So since I know it's one way, I am still, regardless of how she's going to move. Now, this is where I agree with Trey at. Regardless of how she's going to move. I'm in traditional mode. She might want to go modern. That ain't the woman for me. I get rid of her. I get rid of them right quick. I have to find a woman that operates a specific type of way that it's only very little, but they have to operate like the woman of yesteryear. But on top of that, I actually want unconditional love, something that very, very, very rare do women have it.
Even if you're paying 50-50, is it the same scenario? Are you paying 50-50 too, True?
No, that's where I was going at. I'm paying 100%.
Yeah, I'm not. See, if I'm paying 100%, then I'm on what you're saying. I will do what you're saying. I want what you want if I'm paying 100%.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. But the thing is, we have men that don't want to pay 100%, but they want everything that I am going to get while paying what you're saying that you're willing to do.
But you know why that is true? And I'm not saying it's right. You're right for pointing that fallacy out in men. But The reason why is because even if I pay 50-50 with, and I'm just being like diplomatic, right? I gave you a diplomatic answer. But The reason why a man, if he's paying 50-50 with a woman, is still expecting to get a leadership type of treatment is because in actuality, right, he still is the leader. Because if someone breaks into the house, it doesn't matter if she's paying 50%. It's up to me, the man, to get up and see who's at that front door, bro, to protect her. Nobody's looking for a woman to protect them, the man, like that. But see, wait.
That's right, Troy.
It's wrong for men to think that way, but it still makes more sense for men to believe I'm paying 50-50 with her, but no, I'm still the man in the household. Because there are jobs that men have to do to protect and provide for that woman that women don't have to do for men. You feel me?
Right. And this is the last thing that I'm going to let Trey jump ahead. Thank you for your patience, bro. So it's two number one needs that a man and a woman provide for each other reciprocally, but they're not the same, but they interact the same way. Her number one need is security. Her number one need above everything, and that needs to come in mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally form. Our number one need is respect, love, and honor. All of that is interchangeable and all of together. She gives us that. We give her all the security needs she's supposed to have, even going down and laying our life down for them, and the financial thing. If you do not give her 100% of that, she do not owe you 100% of that. That's the only way. That's the only way. You can have a Trey. That's the only way. That's why I'm going to do 100% of what I'm supposed to do, because I'm going to pay the cost to be the boss. You're going to do everything I fucking ask you to do. Simple as that.
Brother Love, I have a question for you. I guess,
Yes,
how old are you? What age group are you in?
I'm about to be 40 in May.
Okay, so you coming to that age of reason. That's that age when we all have to be grown man from that point on. So are you building, or are you already at that income level that a lot of people seem to be chasing out here?
Lord willing, the trajectory by the end of this year, I should be at where I need to be at. Yeah.
Okay.
As far as
you have any children?
yeah, I got two. Yep.
Okay, so now you leveling out with those two. Have you ever been married?
Yeah, I've been married once. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now you just stay focused until you find that one, like you say.
Well, I have her.
Okay,
That's
well,
why
shit. That's why I get married this year, then go on, lock it in, and just don't never file taxes together. Never file
Hey, what you
taxes.
say?
I said never file taxes together. You lose too much money. Never do that. I'm serious.
Well,
You lose too much money.
if she doesn't
That's
work,
what I'm telling you. You can maybe get 8,000 to 10,000 back every year. So never file.
and if she don't work, she ain't filing taxes.
Oh, well, you the man. File everybody. Claim everybody. That's what you're supposed to do. Bring all the money to the house. I mean, as far as the women, man, and yes, I hear what you're saying, Brother Dark Lake. Women should be doing certain things, but I think even as a man, as far as security, I'm a different type of guy ever since, growing up. Everything outside the house should be tight. All the windows should be locked. Doors should nothing in the house be squeaking. Nobody's brakes squeaking. No leaks in the roof, because all that's man's work. So if you handle that, then a woman have to follow your lead, and she has to cook. Not I'm saying she has to, but she's gonna do it. She's gonna walk around in that nice outfit every night, looking at you side eye. I mean, but it's just certain things you have to do as a man, and it's not about the woman to me. I grew up in the house with 6 women, my mother and 5 sisters. I moved how I wanted. I had a father and a brother. I moved how I wanted to. And when I got out and saw how women are, no, I'm not bowing to no woman. I'll talk to you. I'll be nice to you. I don't have to cuss you. I don't have to touch you. You touch me, I touch you back. You don't call me, I don't call you back. I mean, the game is easy, man. You can change the game for yourself. See, when you're going on 40, you get mad like the women, because you realize women done talked to a dude for 15 years. Now she's 38. She got 2 kids. You looking at her like, man, dang, I've been chasing you all my life. And you 40, your money's starting to grow. Even if you got kids, you say you pay your child support, because when you're about 40, it start coming back to you. Kids be 18. They probably don't have a real relationship with you. I don't want to go to college, so you ain't really got to pay no money. That's money in your pocket. All that money, put that in the bank. I'll put it in your mattress. I hide it in your shoe. You can save the money. Then by the time you get 40, 45, start looking at the world. Get out of your neighborhood. Pull your pants up. The game is easy. Go where a woman ain't never seen you with your chest up. Hold your chest up, though. And if she ain't talking right, you see they all look alike. Most women look the same, don't they? All of them got the weave some kind of way. I don't know how you look. I like a woman with long hair like you, Dark Lake. That's it. She got to be natural to the bone.
Wait, what did you just say? What?
I like a woman with long hair with natural to the bone.
No. What'd you say before that? You said like me?
Well, you got long hair, don't you?
Hey, fuck you, bro.
I'm just saying you got long hair. Look, I ain't got shit.
I'm just playing.
I wish I
Yo,
would.
don't- Hey, you need to. Hey, bro, this is
I'm
where the
got some
youngins.
light skin.
Bro, this is where the youngins say pause right after that. You're supposed to say
You are
pause, bro. Like,
I'm sorry, man. Pause, man.
Okay,
You know
wow.
me, man.
God
Oh,
damn.
y'all doing a lot.
You got long hair. I'm just saying, man. I mean,
Yeah.
but listen, man, the women are acting the way because they've been allowed to do this for the last 35 years, man. The government is, think about it. What has the government done to us in the last 35 years? They've been slapping you in the neck, and you still been out here hustling, still been out here working, trying to do your best. Y'all lived in the same houses, went to the same picnics as some of these women y'all see today. What are y'all crying about? You 21, you shouldn't be listening to nobody 35 and 40. Don't listen to them. Get away from them. Go start a whole new life. You 35, you a man, ain't got no kids, man. You the king God out here. Even if you got kids, if you take your kids every day, man, your kids are gonna be smart. You have money in your pocket. A woman go look at you like, oh, he's good with everybody, the kids. And man, the game is easy, man. Y'all make it too hard. Women are out of control because women don't hold women accountable, bro. That's the problem. You got Miss Nancy, who's 48, 50. She's competing against Miss 32-year-old, Miss 24-year-old.
Okay, so Trey, I have to bounce, right? This is what I want, because you just reminded me of something, right? This is what I mean when I said that it's not about the game and it's not about my own personal like pursuit of the game and if I'm successful or not, right? I was on Fatty's show and we were talking to a woman. It was a cool conversation, but she was like an older woman in her mid 40s and she was giving younger women advice, right? And she said, I've been cheated on by men. Men cheat. So you know what, younger women, when you're in your 20s, date multiple men. That was the advice that she gave young women, right? And I said to her, if I were to give men who are younger than me advice, and I said, hey, men, when I dated women, they didn't respect me. So you know what, young men, don't respect women. I gave her that scenario. And I said, listen, should those men listen to me and just take my advice to not respect women? Or should they talk to those women and get their sides of the story to see if I'm bullshitting or to see why they didn't respect me before they made a decision and take my advice to not respect women? And she replied and said, yeah, they should ask those women what their side of the story is. So I said, okay, so just like you just said, women, these men cheated on me, so therefore date multiple men. They should get those men's sides of the story that apparently cheated on you, right? Before they make a drastic decision to date multiple men at the same time in their 20s. And then she said no, right? So the logic was inconsistent there, but that's all it is. I'm really not trying to force anything, and it's not about the game. It's about these messages that harm the younger generation, because you just talked about the older woman competing against the younger woman. And that's what I think it is sometimes. Older women, they purposely give younger women bad advice so that they can have a better chance of qualifying for the men that they want, that the younger women actually qualify for those men. And so it fucks up the dating market for young men, because young women listen to those older women and listen to bad advice about that. And then that's when I would come in, I'm like, yo, this is the shit that I went through when I was in my 20s, and I don't want other men to go through that shit or women to go
listening to older women.
So I'm gonna ask you a question, Dr.
No. Not men, women. I'm saying that women listen to older women. Older women purposely give younger women bad advice because they're trying to compete for the same men that the younger women are.
Or maybe I'm not saying that the advice is bad. I'm saying maybe they're trying to help, or in their idea of helping is let them not be like they were.
No, and see, that's
figuring out a way. It didn't say it's logical. Just because you're logical doesn't mean it's logical to them. It's about a feeling, right? So if a woman feels that she was mistreated and done bad in her mind, that the reason why was this, and this, she's going to share that knowledge, even if it's wrong or incorrect.
And that's right. But let me ask you something, Miss Polly. If a woman has a problem with men cheating, right? What makes it easy?
Mhm.
What scenario makes it easier for men to cheat? If a woman is with one man, or if a woman dates multiple men?
Wait, ask the question again. I'm sorry.
Okay, if a woman has a problem with men cheating in society, right?
Mm-hmm.
As they should, right? Wouldn't it be easier for a man to cheat, or men in society to cheat, if women decided to date multiple men at the same time? It would make it easier for men to cheat, right?
No, because they wouldn't be cheating then.
Yes, they would. They would
Yo,
be
You
cheating.
Doc,
said it.
you
How?
need to explain that a bit further because it don't really make sense.
So if a woman gave, hey, how you doing, Simon? If a woman gave advice that she doesn't like men cheating, but because men cheat young women, go and date multiple men at the same time in your 20s. If they date multiple men at the same time in their 20s, then it's going to be more access, more opportunity for men to cheat.
No. Once again, you're thinking with logic. Let's rewind. Who are we talking about? Get back to that. Talking about women. So basically, if a woman is saying, if these men ain't here going to fuck up on you anyway, go out there and make sure you got a roster, right? And their mind is, I'm going to remove the feeling because I'm not attaching to one person. I'm going to get my feelings hurt if you run the street because now I'm not going to feel that hurt. See, you are logically thinking.
Yeah,
I'm not a logical creature.
Correct, DL.
You're evaluating incorrectly.
Never move like that.
And
you know what?
You're not thinking that's a bad idea.
I'll let you. Wait, Miss Polly. I will let you win. You win.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me step in
You beat Dark Wave.
Let me step in real quick. Let me step in just real quick. Let me real quick. Listen, you know what I mean? I think listen. I think that I think people have to kind of be have to live in reality, right? And the thing is that, you know, in relationships, there are going to be things that happen, right? Somebody may get sick. Somebody may cheat. Somebody may steal. You know what I mean? One of your kids may get sick. Things are going to happen in relationships, okay? They're not always going to be good. Some things are going to happen are going to not be things that you actually like or may want to happen, right? It's called a relationship. You have your good and your bad, right? I think the problem is, and I think the problem that we see a lot of times when it comes to men having options or having other women, I think women get upset because when that man has the other options, they allow the other option to affect the home life, right? So now he's not paying the rent because he's paying her rent. You know what I mean? Your phone bill cut off because he's tricking off with another chick. You know what I'm saying? It's ruining your quality of life. But if your quality of life is not disturbed, you're not thinking about no other chick. If you got a brand new car, everything paid for, you ain't got to worry about rent. You ain't got to worry about food. You ain't got to worry about nothing. You're not caring about the next chick. I don't care what no woman says. You're not caring about the next chick. You're really not, because you got more than her. Why would you? He only giving her some D and he's sliding up out of there. He's not going on vacations with her. He's not investing with her. Still got his last name. I'm not being for real. You know what I mean? She don't have. He's not investing in anything. Thank you, Simon. He's not investing in anything with this woman. All she is just coochie. He's sliding in, sliding out. He going his way. He's not investing in this woman at all. So I think that, and salute to Zyrus. I see you in the building, sister. What's going on? You know what I mean? Hope you're doing well as well. You know what I mean? Definitely come up to the panel if you like. The link is in the chat. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
You're doing it again, Mr. Best. You're thinking logical, and that does not apply. That's why women who get money still get. That's why Cardi B is still mad that her man's dicking down bitches. She got her bill paid. She's still mad. It's not that. I think there's sometimes the injuries in. Yeah, she's mad. Why would you not be mad? You make people look foolish.
Cardi B is mad. Wait. Ho. Wait.
I'm just giving an example of a celebrity.
This is monogamous over here. Okay, all right. You're saying Cardi B is mad?
No.
For real?
Yes, she was upset. What do you mean?
What's she upset about?
What are you talking about, sir?
Oh, okay. No.
Women who have their bills paid are still upset. When someone
Cardi B is not upset. Okay,
well, you Beyonce. Every bitch you know is upset because the nigga cheated on them.
You
might be mad. Jesus Christ.
She wasn't mad. She was just high-fiving and making music.
I'm gonna show you a couple examples. All right. So we got Miss Polly, and then we got let's use low in the chat. All right, so Miss Polly has obviously we know her from the lifestyle that she has introduced us to, and we saw the ebbs and flows of it. We saw some things that we liked about it, and some things as men we don't like about it. Now, her relationship from the outside look in looks like it has more control than most men and women, being just one-on-one owners. It seems like everyone is taken care of. She's happy. The kids are happy. Everything's flowing in the household, so on and so forth. But then we know that most men, they don't, because of how we are constructed. We are very territorial when it comes to something that we deem, valuable, or something that's hard to obtain. So, like my situation, I wouldn't be able to be in a relationship with her. But we all look at Miss Polly and we see that she exudes, energy, femininity. She's cool, she's down to earth. Any man would probably love to have her as far as one-on-one, but that's not what type of lifestyle she is a part of right now. She's, doing the poly thing. Now, we got Lola. We all love Lola, but we know that Lola's a firecracker, Not only is she, very attractive, she is also successful as, in the workforce area. She's a great mom and all these things, great qualities. But we already know Lola is not going for certain things as far as even if it's a decent man. She's not been into that traditional, mindset. She's going to go out here because she's a hard worker, ambitious, and she has a little bit more of that go-getter mindset that has like that masculine form. And certain things you're just not going to go in the household and tell her what to do. She's not going for that. You guys can equally come to the table and make decisions and, enjoy that type of lifestyle and have it that way. But as far as a homebody, as far as cook, you're going to get cooked meals and so on and so forth. And a lot of traditional values, she has it, that she believes, hey, once I get married, then, we locked in, and then some things that I do have to adhere to my husband and everything versus, Miss Polly, she's more so, hey, we're in a relationship. I know what I'm supposed to do as a man, as a woman for a man, and I'm going to do all those things for whatever man I am with. Certain things come with certain, provisions and certain things that you have to do in order to acquire those things. The problem is the men are having a problem understanding the women that they are choosing and understand that they are not going for whatever you just say out of your daggone mouth. Like a woman that doesn't want to do poly, she's not going to get on that and all of a sudden do poly. A woman that's saying, hey, regardless of anything, I might work, but I believe a man is supposed to work and take care of all the bills. If you're not a man that's going to work and take care of all the bills, even though that she worked, then that's not the woman you're supposed to be with. And what happens is we try to force them to be what we want, and it's not going to work. Y'all might have sex, have fun for a little bit, but then eventually it's going to end because y'all don't have no continuity of where y'all going at. We got to start coming to the table first and foremost, not the vibes, not the having fun, not the sex, not the all that. Where the hell are you going? And do you want to come on this way?
Let's be honest, Truth. Let's be honest, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they, right? We know this is true, right? If they want a black brother, there's not enough of us to go around. They outnumber us, right?
Correct.
So eventually, if y'all really want a black brother, y'all may have to share. So Miss Polly kind of is ahead of the game, right? You know what I'm saying? And the rest of y'all probably got to get ahead of the game. You know what I'm saying? The rest of y'all may have to share or may have to poly or whatever you have to do. All right? Because there's not enough, of us to go around. It's not. You know what I'm saying? It's just literally not. So some of y'all going to have to share, and you're going to have to be okay with sharing. Or just continue to be alone.
Well, you said a lot of them are, but are a lot of women in that position where they even want to have a man?
That's what I was
I
about to
mean,
say. So it's a lot of stuff that's kind of evening us out is because we have, the extracurricular activity where women are on that side. There's more women in that position than it is men that are messing with other women. So that helps balance it out. Of course, we got women that's incarcerated. We got women that just want to be alone. They're not with that no more. Like it's women out here that's saying, "Hey, I rather on the soapbox shine." You know what? You funny. Leave me alone, yo. So yeah, like we have it's more balanced than what it is. Like, let's use this space. I see just as many women in these spaces as single men. But the problem is too many convoluted answers and solutions about how people want to run their household. We got some women that's coming in here saying, I want a man that's traditional, but then they want to operate in modern day. They want to be a modern woman and have all the provisions that a modern woman. You know what? We're gonna fight.
Yo,
You got a lot of women.
I get where you're coming from, but I'm just saying
Hold
no
on,
one
Simon,
no one's
Simon.
running the household these
Hold
days,
on.
bro.
Simon. One mic.
I'm almost. I'm gonna finish this up, and then you can go right in, bro. We have women out here that want to operate in a modern society and still have a traditional man, and then we got men that want to allow women to operate modern, but they want them to operate in traditionalism where they come at home every day. You get sex anytime you want. You get cooking anytime you want. You get access to the woman anytime you want, whenever you need her. All those things come with a certain type of man. You have to sacrifice a lot of your life in order to get that type of sacrifice from her. You want that? You want sex every night? You want food cooked every night? You want her on a certain type of way. You want her to basically be at your leisure. A 100% traditional wife, then you have to be that 100% traditional man. You got to be for her in all aspects. Basically, be her world in order for her to open up like that. And that takes a level that a lot of these men, they weren't raised that way because they never seen a man operate that. Their father wasn't even that, let alone if their father was in their lives. I actually seen that, so I was brought up in a household to operate like that. That's all I know. I don't know how
hey guys,
to any other type of way.
I'm sorry. Yes, okay, Mrs. Biz, I know y'all still have a conversation. I wasn't feeling that good earlier, but I kind of feel a little ill. So I'm just gonna drop off a little bit. I'm right back because I'm like kind of get like a little stomach virus, so I just don't want to be on here running. So, excuse me for a few moments, and then I'll try to get back on here. Okay.
Okay, Miss Polly, if you can't, just DM me, okay?
Are you okay,
Okay.
Polly?
Yeah, I got like a stomach virus. The whole house was sick, so it's
Lord.
yeah. I'm trying to beat it, but I ate some food, and then I'm like, it's not going well.
Oh wow. Okay. I hope
Okay.
you
Feel better, family. Hit me up. I'm here.
All right.